Hey friends, I think it was Phyllis Diller that said, I'm at an age now where my back goes out more than I do. I read that recently and I got a chuckle because I've been dealing with my fair share of back issues over the last few weeks and months. And, the issue with me is that I've had an issue with my back that's been lingering. The recovery period's been a lot longer than anything I've experienced in the past. And that was bugging me. And so during a walk one morning very recently, I was just praying about it, talking to God about it, just casting my cares to Him regarding that. And as I was doing so, just very clear came to mind Job. I just started considering Job's life. Not that I'm in any way near the devastation or adversity that he was facing, but just pondering Job, the incredible heartbreak that he would have experienced with the untimely tragic loss of his children, the difficulty of his wealth being dissolved and just destroyed, and then him being sick from head to toe. And he would have endured that sickness for many months. As you read the scriptures, it would have been several months that he would have been dealing with this heartache and these body aches. But at the end of it all, and this was the verse that came so clearly to mind as I was walking and praying, it says in Job chapter 42 that the Lord turned the captivity of Job when he prayed for his friends. That just blew my mind as I considered that, because Job had every reason to be thinking about himself, to be thinking about his own issues, his own heartaches, his own heartbreaks. Absolutely. And yet, none of those times of, introspection, or, none of those times of meditation or consideration of self brought him deliverance from the captivity. It all culminated, and the Lord was able to turn that captivity for Job when he did one simple thing, when he prayed for his friends. Man, that struck me. Because in our world, it is so easy to get focused on self. Actually, a lot of the world is, right? No question. And so it just inspired me to stop looking at myself, stop thinking about my back and the issues that I have, which are so small in comparison to people who are dealing with real adversity in so many ways. So the Lord turned the captivity of Job when he prayed for his friends. That would have he was physically delivered. And the scriptures tell us that the Lord restored double to him. So he poured it on for him. He was healed of his physical sickness, but then he would have been healed of all the emotional damage that would have occurred after the destruction, the loss that he had endured. And so it's just amazing to consider what God is able to do in our lives when we turn our attention from self to the needs of others. And I, of course, thought in close proximity to that record of Job, Jesus Christ himself, it tells us in Philippians chapter 2 that we're not to look on our own things, but on the things of others also. And that's one of the ways that we put on the mind of Christ. So if you're dealing with adversity, perhaps one of the elements that could be part of God's solution for you could be to look around, get our eyes up and away from ourselves, but look to see who else around us may have a need and lift them in prayer. And as it pertains to healing and aging, I think Will Rogers nailed it. Perhaps we could slow down the aging process if it had to make its way through Congress. Anyway, God bless your hearts. Hope this encourages you.